I played it since I was 6 years old. I was 9 years old in 1954. That's when I first became interested in professional sports.
I guess it's one of those things that you grow up doing. So it was something that I've always known as far as remembering. So ever since I was Little League, young.
I've watched a lot of baseball in my life.
Every night in the small town of Perry, they had a softball field which had lights, and we would go over to the softball field and play ball every night. Everybody, that was their daily routine. They would go all during the summer and any warm weather. They did their chores and then headed to the ballpark. And as people got there, you played the workups. You played workups.
My husband has played softball and baseball. In high school he played baseball and I watched his games. And then my kids have all played Little League, the boys, and I've watched them. And then when the kids got older, they played on teams with each other and I got to go watch them. And I'm still watching softball and I like it.
Little League, and Marty Strain and I was the coach, and we were behind one time against a first place team, a big team. We were behind 16-0, and going into the last inning, 16-0, and we won 17-16. That was a fun game.
Being a dad, coaching me was a big impact, but there was a ton of coaching that they did as far as there was base running. I guess it'd be specific routines that they taught, so I learned how to run bases. I learned how to listen to coaches.
We felt like we could teach these young kids how to play ball, and a lot of them didn't have a lot of talent. It's just that we knew that they had better talent after they left than when they started.
It was the skill of the game that we were taught. We were never taught about winning the game at all costs. We were always taught about playing the best that we could so that we could win.
Just to see the kids play with each other, cooperating.
Spent a lot of time with you guys and a lot of effort, and it's paid off. You guys have learned a lot of good baseball.
You'll find out later.
Yeah, as you go along in baseball, you'll find out what you've learned. You may not even think you've learned it, but you have.
As people would come, then we would fill in the positions, and that's why I became proficient at all bases and all areas, because you played them all. And when I was that age and that young, and as the older as you grew from there, the guys that were playing that were teenagers, they had no mercy on us little kids.
It's just a lot of fun to play ball and play whatever position is needed, and it's just fun to be part of a team, being able to handle any situation.
You played ball against the big guys, but that's how that's how they played. Nobody let up for you, and that. So you'd always played against and hard throws to first base if you were there or whatever. You had to handle it, because I think that's how I learned to play ball.
The phrase, "What do you do when the ball comes to you?" That phrase is just something that is always translated into being able to handle any situation. And obviously sometimes you can think of what may happen, and it doesn't always happen, but you're always able to deal with situations.